श्री श्री गौर निताय की, जगन्नाथ जी बलदेव जी सुभद्रा देवी की, श्री श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान जी की, शीला प्रभुपाद की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga.
Namaste, Namaste, Narasimhaya. Hiranyakashipu Shilasankanakalaye Hito Narsimha Bharato Narsimha Hito Narsimha Hitoya Nitato Narsimha Bahe Narsimha Vedaye Narsimha Narasimha Bhajam Sharanam Prapade Avakara Kamalavare Naka Adhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubinga Keshavadesa Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadishare Jai Jagadishare Jai Jagadishare Keshavadesa Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadishare Jai Jagadishare Jai Jagadishare Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. श्री नरसिम्हा भगवान की जय, प्रहलाद महाराज की जय, निताई गौर प्रेमानंद हरि हरि बोल।
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. On behalf of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, we welcome you all to the Sunday Feast program here at Shri Shri Kishore Kishori Temple. Shri Shri Kishore Kishori Bhagwan ki jai, Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maharaj ki jai, Sri Gaura Nitai ki jai. Books. So thank you all for coming for the Sunday Feast program. Is there anybody who has come for the first time? First timers, please can you raise your hand? We have a small gift for you. Please keep your hands raised so they know that this is here first time. Please, yeah, please. Please come. We have this program every Sunday, 5 p.m. We'll have a, like the kirtan that you had just now. We'll have another talk for like 45 minutes. And then we will have prasadam at 6:30 on the third floor, vegetarian feast. Please stay back. We'll have also kirtan from 7 to 8. Yeah. So thank you so much for coming. Before we start, I'll make a quick announcement. Today's Sunday feast has been sponsored by disciples of His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj on occasion of his Vyas Puja. We will all, chant one time Hare Krishna for him. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. It's a very auspicious occasion. On the Vyas Puja, there was a program here from 4 to 5. Those who attended have already witnessed that. So thank you so much. And today's Sunday feast lecture will be given by His Grace Jagadanand Prabhu. He has been here from Chicago. He used to be there. He went to India. He came back. So he's back again. so we'll just welcome him with a big and loud Hari Bol. Hari Bol! So on occasion of Bhakti Vinod Thakur's disappearance day, which went just 2 days ago, he's going to speak on the 7th Goswami. That is about the life and precepts of Bhakti Vinod Thakur. So we'll welcome him. He will be sitting in this side. Please everybody come a little closer so that people out there have space to walk. Also keep your mobile phones on silent. If you have kids who are 12 years and younger, please keep an eye on them. If they are making noise or disturbing the class, you can go down. There is a Sunday class going on there for them. Thank you. Thank you. Please pray for me, Hare Krishna. Okay, this is going to be a little awkward. So what I'll do is I'll just chant. Sit down and chant. And then... Oh, okay. There's enough space here. Okay, got it. Yeah. Kartals. Yeah. Jaya Radha Madhuva Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhuva Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhuva Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
गोपीजनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपीजनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपीजनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपीजनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दन व्रजनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रजनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रजनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रजनरञ्जन यमुनातीरावनचारि 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 जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय। Okay, can you all see the screen? Yeah. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute. तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पुंगुं लङ्घायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणम्. So thank you all for coming to this Sunday feast presentation. ISKCON Chicago. On behalf of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, I welcome you all and try to share something about this great Vaishnav, the seventh Goswami. Even before that, so today is a very auspicious day. Today is actually the day of Rath Yatra in India, Jagannath Puri Rath Yatra. And we also observed the appearance day of His Holiness Radha Govinda Swami here, who is one of the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. And even in our Vaishnava line of Acharyas, Shivananda Sain's disappearance day. So anyway, it's a very auspicious day. I feel very fortunate to be speaking on this auspicious day. And I seek all of your prayers and well wishes to speak something about Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Okay, so you all can see, right? So this will be a journey into Gaudiya history and somewhat Indian history as well. So we are going back in time. So as we can see, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who was called the seventh Goswami, we are speaking about him today. Well, why are we speaking about him today? Well, Krishna mentions in one of the scriptures, Adi Purana, that one who says that he is my devotee, that is Krishna's devotee, he is not my devotee. But one who is a devotee of my devotee, he is my devotee. Krishna himself leaves no stone unturned in glorifying his devotees. In fact, there are so many verses in the scriptures. Krishna says that who is that intelligent person who will not take the dust of the lotus feet of the devotees? I myself do that. So Krishna serves with his mind, body and words the Vaishnavas. And even in Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes, some of you are seasoned devotees here. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he would begin to glorify his associates, his devotees, it is mentioned by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami that it was as if Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had 10 mouths, and with his 10 mouths he was glorifying the devotee. That so Mahaprabhu himself glorified his devotees. And it is mentioned, so this is my hope, that Krishna, whenever his devotees are glorified, Krishna is personally present to hear that glorification, even though it may be broken. But Krishna is personally present to hear the glorification of his devotees. So anyway, so we are glorifying Bhaktivinoda Thakur because 2 days ago was his disappearance day. So this seventh Goswami, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, this could be a 10-part presentation. This could be many day presentation. But we have like half an hour or 40 minutes today. Yeah. So it will be a very condensed presentation. So as I said, so imagine, so today is 2034. We are in 2034. Yeah. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he appeared in 1838, almost 200 years ago, you can say, almost 200 years ago. And during 200 years ago, what was happening in the world history, at least in India, India was under the British influence, the British Raj. India was considered the crown of the British Empire. And the scene in India was everything, the Britishers had done, it was their plan and they were quite successful to implement it, execute it, to denigrate whatever was Indian culture, Vedic culture. Vedic culture was outdated, backward, and everything Western was glorified. And many of even the Indian intelligentsia, they bought into that. And the Britishers, they even engaged, many intelligentsia of India in their service, like that. Anyway, that was the whole mood in India. The Western influence was beginning to set in, like that. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was born in such a time. Yeah. So this is one of the many pictures of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. As you can see here, there are some books here. Of course, this seems to be a picture. We'll come to that. His many phenomenal contributions. He wrote 100 plus books. So here, like Srila Prabhupada wrote many books, like Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he wrote 100 plus books. So this is an image of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And why is he called the seventh Goswami? So I'll come to that also. So usually, the seventh Goswami means there have to be the 6 Goswamis. So there are 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. So for this we have to go further back. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which is in the next slide. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he appeared in 1486, almost 550 years ago. And when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, the 6 Goswamis were also they had appeared. They were his contemporaries. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he had engaged these 6 Goswamis in specific mission, 2 primary missions. The 2 primary missions were to rediscover the lost places of pastimes of Krishna. Krishna appeared in Vrindavan 5,000 years ago, but his places of pastimes were lost. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed the Goswamis to discover those places and to write scriptures. So remember, so what were the 2 main instructions? To discover the places of Krishna's pastimes and to write scriptures based on bhakti. And these 6 Goswamis also, they came from different walks of life. Rupa Sanatan Goswami, they were from the Brahmana families. But again, they occupied very high government position. So 1500, this is even before the British Raj. Now this is the Mughal Raj. The Mughals were in charge. So the Rupa and Sanatan, they were government ministers in Nawab Hussain Shah's kingdom. So very qualified even from a material standpoint, and exalted Vaishnavas. So Rupa Sanatan, and then there are others also. So these were the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. And the 2 main services that they did were to discover the places of pastimes of Krishna and to write scriptures based on bhakti. So then, so in the same lines, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was conferred this title, the 7th Goswami. I'll come to that and I'll explain that why later. But you remember, why were they called the 6 Goswamis? 6 Goswamis' 2 main services were writing profusely bhakti scriptures and establishing the places of Krishna's pastimes. Yeah. And then, as I explained, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he appeared, uh, 550 years ago. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he appeared 200 years ago. So from the time of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance, 550 years ago, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur's, there was almost a 350-year gap, right? Yeah. And so Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he established the Yoga Dharma. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So especially in this age of Kali, the means of perfection is the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he personally came and he established the Yoga Dharma. As Krishna is mentioning in Bhagavad Gita 4.7, whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice over descendant of Bharata and a predominant rise of religion, at that time I descend myself. So this is Krishna speaking 5,000 years ago. And then, so in Kali Yuga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he appeared roughly 4,500 years after Krishna disappeared to re-establish religion. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so he established this Yuga Dharma. And from time to time, the Lord, as it is also heard in the other religious traditions, Jesus Christ, he came. Prophet Muhammad, he came. According to time, place, and circumstances, Lord sends, he comes himself, or he sends one of his own associates to re-establish the religious principles. Yeah. So this is an important aspect. This is one of the functions that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur did. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu established the Nama Sankirtan 550 years ago, and then, as Krishna mentions in Bhagavad Gita, with time, typically everything degrades. So the parampara system, the disciplic succession system, it continued generation after generation after generation. But then, about 300 years later, many discrepancies had set in, they had crept in. And what were the pure teachings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Those pure teachings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were lost. And in its name, many discrepancies had crept in. So in such a time, so picture the time now, as I said. So the British influence is there in India. And whatever name of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there in India, it was, they were considered to be, the devout followers of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were considered to be abominable. Like that. And not only that, and then there was the caste Brahmanas were against, the Nama Sankirtan. So he had great opposition. And in such a time, but Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he single-handedly, he revived the teachings of Mahaprabhu. So we'll come to that. So that was one of his greatest contributions. Srila Prabhupada also talks about that. I'll read an excerpt of Srila Prabhupada's lecture when he is glorifying Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in 1969. That. Anyway, so Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, what can be said? He was a Vaikuntha man, more than a Vaikuntha man. He was born with a silver spoon. If we talk about his early life, he was born with a silver spoon in Bengal. And if we track his lineage, it goes all the way back. Some of the devotees are here. The lineage goes to Narottam Das Thakur and Lord Nityananda. So in that lineage, Bhaktivinoda Thakur was born. But just like how it happens in this material world, so he went through many hardships in his childhood. There is a whole book, The Seventh Goswami, you can read it. But essentially, many family members, close family members passed away, and then he was raised by his extended family. That. But anyway, he was very proficient. He was proficient in 5 to 6 languages: English, Bengali, Persian, Sanskrit, that, like the Goswamis. And some of us from India, we know about the great poet Rabindranath Tagore. So he was classmates with all these intellectuals, Raja Ram Mohan Roy, and those of us that know Indian history. And he read profusely before he came into the pure teachings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He dabbled. He understood the teachings of Christianity. He understood the teachings of Islam. Like many of our previous acharyas, great acharyas, Jiva Goswami, for example, he was purposefully trained in other doctrines as well, so that he could clearly establish, the Gaudiya Siddhanta. So similarly, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he understood the principles of Christianity, Islam, etc. In fact, he wrote many poems on Alexander, the Great. So like that. So he wrote, normal literature, that, and then it is mentioned that actually he came in contact with the teachings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very fairly advanced in his age, in his mid-30s. So 1838 he was born. So mid-30s he came in contact with the teachings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the pure teachings. And when it was hard for him to get the scriptures in the first place. And then when he saw what was in the scriptures and what the people were representing as the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings, there was a great disparity. And he could understand why Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's followers were in so much of a disrepute. So at that time, there were almost 13 Apasampradayas, meaning 13 various deviations from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings. So he had to, clean up all that and re-establish the teachings, the pure teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And while all this is going on, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his family life, so I'm going back and forth in my slides. So here, as you can see, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, during the British Raj, it was very, very rare for an Indian to occupy the post of a district magistrate. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, the British government, they had him as a district magistrate, and he was in the Jagannath Puri area in the early days of his government service. I'm skipping many details. Before he became district magistrate, he did, other services as a principal of a school teacher. So he was a very honest, theistic person from the beginning of his life. Then eventually he became a district magistrate. And he was in Jagannath Puri. And then he came in contact with the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then as soon as he came in contact with the teachings of Mahaprabhu, he wanted to actually leave everything and engage in the service of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he was going to Vrindavan. He was on his way to Vrindavan. But then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally, he came to Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And he told him, now is not the time to go to Vrindavan. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he wanted to go to Vrindavan. His mother said, and other devotees said, not yet, like that. So similarly, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he wanted to go to Vrindavan, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally, he told him not to go to Vrindavan yet. And he told him, instead you go to Navadvip, Mayapur, which is the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he gave him the two instructions that Mahaprabhu gave, the 6 Goswamis, the two instructions. He said, even my places of pastime, because now already 350 odd years have passed, right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur appeared, so there's a gap. So like it happens, the Ganges especially, it changes its course. Sometimes it inundates the land, and much of the land, it goes under, and then again the Ganges recedes, like that. So anyways, through these, happening many times, the places of Mahaprabhu's pastimes were also lost. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally told him, don't go to Vrindavan, but you go to Navadvip, my place of birth. and you re-establish my places of pastimes, and you re-establish my teachings. So this was the personal service that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was given. And he was very prolific as a district magistrate. It is mentioned that what he could do, the other British officers, they could not do that work in several months. Bhaktivinoda Thakur would solve, and some of you know the Indian legislative system, right? So he would solve 30 to 50 cases per day. He would hear, both the, persons who are pleading for the, I guess, accomplice, for the, what do you call, defendant or whatever. And even as they are speaking, he would write, the verdict. He could figure out, he could see through everything, and he would write the verdict like that. So he would solve 30 to 50 cases per day. And as you can see, he has this, during those times, there was his pocket watch. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, will come to that also. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, his daily schedule, so he was a district magistrate. He was a family man. I'll show you the different pictures. This is some of the pictures of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, district magistrate. And this is Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur as a family man. He had 10 children. And one of those 10 children was Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him to re-establish his places of pastime and his teachings, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, out of humility, he thought, how can I do this alone? I cannot do this alone. I will need, some assistance. So he personally prayed to the Lord to send one of his own, a ray of Vishnu. So Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was one of his sons, 10 sons, Bimala Prasad. Yeah. So imagine, district magistrate, family man, and prolific writer. He wrote 100 plus books. The Seventh Goswami describes, when I was looking at his literary contribution in the book, there are almost 20 to 25 pages, one after the other, the books that he wrote. And as I said, he wrote in first class pure English, pure Sanskrit, Bengali. So for the masses, he wrote in simple language so that they could understand the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And for the intellectual puffy-wuffies, he wrote in English, like that. And then he wrote in Sanskrit. So, yeah. So this is different contributions. If we come to his different contributions, so here Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Here, this is one of the pictures of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in the Chaturmasya. Chaturmasya is just about to start. Yeah. So during those times, the devotees take up some austerities, and they pay more attention to their spiritual practices than decorating their bodies and things like that. So usually if you see some pictures of Vaishnavas with long beards, etc., like Srila Bhakti Siddhanta or Bhaktivinoda Thakur during Chaturmasya season. And here you can see he's sitting with his books, with his, and then his kanti mala, tulasi beads, neck beads. This is how he would even go, and when he was a district magistrate, he would go with his tilak and kanti mala, and people could understand his purity. And he charmed. He overcame many envious forces. Actually, as I was saying, these British officers, many of the British officers, they didn't want him to get promoted. But it is mentioned his promotion would directly come from the Queen, like that. So anyway, he was a phenomenal personality. So his contribution is, of course, he's a member of our disciplic succession. He re-established the pure teachings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He established the places of the pastimes of Mahaprabhu. He in fact wrote a book called Navadvip Dham Mahatmya. I'll skip a few slides. So this is the area of Navadvip called Mayapur, in Mayapur in Bengal, the place where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. There are 9 islands, so it's called Navadvip. It's Antardvip. So he actually found these places of pastimes, and he also wrote a scripture book called Navadvip Dham Mahatmya. How you would go on a pilgrimage to these 9 islands. What are the different pastimes that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed in these 9 islands? Who were the associates of Mahaprabhu who stayed in these islands? So this pilgrimage was originally, Lord Nityananda had taken Jiva Goswami, one of our acharyas, on this pilgrimage. And so that original pilgrimage is recorded in a book, one of the 100 books of Bhaktivinoda Thakur called Navadvip Dham Mahatmya. Like that. Yeah. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, anyway, my presentation is not going to be chronological, but hopefully it's logical. So when Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was given the order by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to not go to Vrindavan, but to go to Navadvip, Bengal, while he was in Jagannath Puri, then he wanted to be transferred to Bengal. But there was some opposition. And then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, well, take it or leave it. I mean, either transfer me to Bengal, to Krishnanagar, or I quit. But as I was saying, the Britishers, the British Raj, including the Queen, they didn't want to lose his services. So they transferred him to a place called Krishnanagar in Navadvip. And again, and when he came to Navadvip, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed his pastimes, there are pages that he writes that he felt so charged with spiritual ecstasy. He would have many health issues from time to time, but then when he came to Navadvip and then began to reside there, all his bodily ailments, they subsided. And the Britishers were so keen to have him that in fact they built a railway line. Can you imagine this? Like nowadays some of the CEOs, they have a helipad, something like that, right? In their homes. They just take off and they land like that. So in the 1830s, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, for him, the British Empire, they laid a railway line. And the railway line, the train would come like nowadays a taxi or a cab comes. The train would come in front of his house and it would stop there. And it would pick up Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and then he would go to work, and then he would come back. I'll show you a picture of his house in. This is also a tour to Mayapur, and maybe inspire you all to go to Mayapur one day. This is a place called Swananda Sukhada Kunj in Navadvip, in Godrumadvip, one of the islands is this place. Again, this is significant why Bhaktivinoda Thakur chose this place as his residence. Lord Nityananda, who was the primary deliverer of the holy name, he used to reside in Surabhi Kunj, this area. There are many bhajans, Surabhi Kunjete Namer Hatta Kunj. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, following in the mood of Lord Nityananda to give the holy name to everyone, he made this place as his residence in Navadvip, Swananda Sukhada Kunj. So if you go one day, you will see it. So right in front here, you probably see a railway line here. Maybe the picture is not far enough, but there is a railway line, and that it would pick up. I think I am showing a picture also. This may not be that railway line, but something similar. Railway station. Britishers waiting for a railway for their train. Like that. Anyway, so Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, district magistrate, very prolific, and because today is Rath Yatra, So one of those Rath Yatras, Lord Bhaktivinoda Thakur would live on the main street of Rath Yatra, Grand Street, the Grand Road. And about 6 months after Srila Bhakti Siddhanta was born, that Rath Yatra cart, it came and it stopped in front of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's home. And the cart would not move till she came. His wife came with the son onto the cart, and the garland of Lord Jagannath, it fell on this Bimala Prasad. Bhaktivinoda Thakur had asked, right? He had prayed to Lord Vishnu to send him one of his own. So this falling of the garland further confirmed it. Of course, when Srila Bhakti Siddhanta was born, he had all the symptoms of a pure devotee. There are specific symptoms that are mentioned in the scriptures of a saintly person. That. So anyway, so Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was in Jagannath Puri. He prayed to the Lord. Then Bhakti Siddhanta was born, and then at some point in time, then he moved to Navadvip. And then once he moved to Navadvip and he came in the contact of the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he wanted to establish the places of pastimes. So the first place was actually the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Chaitanya. Where was he born? Like Krishna, he was born in Mathura, Vrindavan. You know that. So what was the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? So there was some, with passage of time, what was actually not the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to be known as the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya. But then, because he was such an influential person, and he had access to, British the topological maps, he had access to scriptures, obviously, and the scriptures were mentioning that Mahaprabhu's birthplace was on the eastern side of the Ganges. But what they were calling at that time, what was going on was that it was on the western side of the Ganges. So there was some discrepancy. So the scriptural evidence was there, the topological maps were there, going back 500 years. And then not only that, he also found some archaeological evidence. So all these three evidences pointed to the fact that Mahaprabhu's birthplace, this is the contribution, Mahaprabhu's birthplace was on the eastern side of the Ganges. Yeah. But then, as you know, in India or even elsewhere, so there is, people, earn their livelihood based on these places of pilgrimage, because people come to these places of pilgrimage, they offer, donation, etc. So many people's lives were vested in that place being the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And so when Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur came and he said it's on the eastern side of the Ganges, he was practically taking a risk of his life. And he had death threats actually. But then nothing deterred him. And as a humble man, as a district magistrate, he could just have people fund the temple that he wanted to build as the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya. But he went door to door and asked every person to give 1 rupee at that time, like $1, towards the temple, building of the temple. Yeah. So he was fearless. There are other instances also. There was also a bogus, a bogus saintly person, if you can call a saintly person, if you call him a saintly person, but who was pretending to be a saintly person. Not only a saintly person, he was calling himself God. And he had some mystic powers, and nobody dared to go near him because he had some mystic powers. So he could cast some spells on people, and there was a risk to their life. So again, this gentleman or this fellow was creating a lot of nuisance. So the Britishers, then they looked up to Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and he said, "Why don't you do something about it?" He was a district magistrate. So Bhishaka Sen, so these mystic persons, they usually have all their powers in their hair, yogic powers in their hair. And nobody dared to go near him because he could do crazy things like create fire out of his hair and things like that, and he could do black magic and things like that. And so when Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, even when he accosted him and told him to stop all his nonsense, he said that he was trying to cut a deal with Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Why don't we share the spoils? Why don't you join me? Like that. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur didn't want to have any of it. And so he cast some spell on the family members of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And his young daughter became seriously ill. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur himself became seriously ill. And his wife was concerned, but he wouldn't have it. And then one fine day, he told two or three of the constables to arrest that person. And then they put him in jail. And then a few days later, they cut his hair. And once they cut his hair, all his yogic powers were lost. And then he died a few days later. So anyway, so he was fearless. Similarly, there were some in the Navadvip area. There was a ghost that was living in one of the huge banyan trees. And so he had great faith. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur had great faith. So what he did was he went with the Srimad Bhagavatam, and with the Srimad Bhagavatam under the tree, he recited the Srimad Bhagavatam for 7 continuous days. And after the 7th day, the tree cracked open, and the Brahma Rakshasa ghost, it left. So he delivered this ghost. That. So he was fearless. There are many other qualities we'll talk about, but that. So he wrote many books. He established the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then he gave us Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, a pure devotee son, a member of our disciplic succession. And besides all these things, when he was in Bengal, as I was sharing, most of the villagers, they would not understand English or Sanskrit, etc. So he understood the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then he assimilated them, and then he presented all that in simple Bengali songs. So even the Jai Radha Madhav song that we sang just before the class, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote that. The Gaur Aartis that we sing. Anyway, so Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote 400, 500 plus songs. There are different books actually. Sharanagati is one book. Geetavali is another. So just through simple songs, he conveyed the philosophy of Srimad Bhagavatam, the pure devotion, and Bhagavad Gita. And what he would have something called a Bhakti Vriksha or Namahatta. Meaning what he would do is Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur single-handedly, being a district magistrate, family man with 10 children, writing books overnight, every night writing books. Besides all these things, and then as a government servant, of course, he would have to meet government officials, so on and so forth. So besides all that, he oversaw 500 plus Namahattas, Bhakti Riksha. Some of us are Bhakti Riksha facilitators. 1 or 2 like that is all we can handle. But Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he oversaw 500 Namahattas. And not just small Namahattas. Each Namahatta had, meaning where devotional bhakti would be cultivated. So he oversees. So his philosophy, his preaching style was, he would go to a specific village, and then he would understand who was the leader of the village. And then he would engage him, he would teach him first about the principles of bhakti, devotion, teachings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through these songs. And then he would establish him in that place, in that village. So he had a structure actually. Even now we follow that, the Senapati, like there are 3, 4 levels. There is the Bhakti Riksha facilitator, but above him is another layer like that. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he single-handedly, he oversaw, 500 plus Namahattas. And he established all these things, all these Namahattas in a matter of 2 or 3 years. That's it. I mean, we take 10 years to establish so many Bhakti Vrikshas. But in 2-3 years, he established his Namahattas. Yeah. And if we can go on and on and on about Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, but I'd like to also, yeah. So one day, some other contributions. One day, when he was in the Swananda Sukhada Kunj in area in Navadvip, Bengal, early and late night when he was chanting, one day he had this vision of this most amazing temple called the Adbhuta Mandir. And the mention of this Adbhuta Mandir is in the scriptures, Ananta Samhita and so on and so forth. And so what is currently, some of us know, what is currently the Temple of Vedic Planetarium, this beautiful temple is being built in that same place. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, that night, he was miles away. He was on this balcony chanting the holy name, and across the Ganges, he saw this vision of this beautiful temple. And so, obviously, and he was also trying to find, as I was saying, trying to discover the place of Mahaprabhu's pastime, birthplace at that time. So then he crossed the Ganges the next day and he visited that place, and he was in great anxiety about the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And all the corroborations were there. The scriptures were saying this, the maps were there, the archaeological evidence was there. But then something else was being called, the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya. So then he called one of his teachers, spiritual teacher, predecessor Acharya, Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. So sorry, this whole katha is about our disciplic succession, saintly persons. And these 3-4 persons are inseparable. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhakti Siddhanta is his son, and Jagannath Das Babaji, they are on our altar, and Gaurakishore Das. These 4 saintly persons, at the same time, they were all residing in Navadvip. So he called the saintly person who was 130 plus years, who could not even walk. He had to be carried around in a basket. So he brought him to this place of where he saw this great vision. And so that gentleman called Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, he leaped out of his basket, 135 years old, Vaishnav, and he began to dance. And he said, yes, this is the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he re-established the place of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then eventually he built. So currently this beautiful temple is there in Yogapith. This is the place of Mahaprabhu's birthplace. So he built it, and his son further developed this temple. And so this is what currently the Hare Krishna movement is building. This Temple of Vedic Planetarium is close to completion. So the whole vision, it came from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. One other important thing, as I was sharing earlier, so Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, during his time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement had practically died. So he single-handedly re-established this movement again. And even in that time, while he was living in the small place in Navadvip, Bengal, his vision was worldwide, because Mahaprabhu predicted, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that in every town and village, the holy name would be chanted. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So he didn't consider that as an exaggeration or a hyperbole. He understood that was a fact. And so in 1896, he wrote a book called The Life and Precepts of Lord Chaitanya. 86-page book. During those times, 1896, he personally wrote it, edited it, and just the printing press and all that was just discovered there, offset printing. So he personally oversaw all that. And then in 1896, from India, in the small village in Bengal, he sent that book across the world. And then when Srila Prabhupada and his followers, they came, Srila Prabhupada came 1965, he established ISKCON, right? And then one fine day in Montreal, some of his disciples were in Montreal, and they went to the McGill University library. And in the McGill University library, they found this book that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur had sent in 1896. So he was a visionary, he was a great visionary. So not only did he send that book, but even then he established something called a Vishwa Vaishnava Rajya Sabha. Vishwa means world. Vaishnava Rajya Sabha, a society, a worldwide society of Vaishnavas. What is our movement called? International Society of Krishna Consciousness. So Srila Prabhupada, in that 1969 lecture, he credits that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he is the original founder of the Hare Krishna movement, the ISKCON movement. He established this Vishwa Vaishnava Rajya Sabha. He saw it happening, and then he took steps even in those times. He wrote books, and then he sent those books. Then he prayed for a son, Srila Bhakta Siddhanta. He established the Gaudiya mission in India. And then Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he told Srila Prabhupada, why don't you take this message to the West? In 1922, Prabhupada met Bhakti Siddhanta. When Prabhupada was 26, Bhaktivinoda Thakur had already left the world in 1914. So 8 years after that. And the coincidence, Prabhupada writes, it's a great coincidence, Srila Prabhupada's birth year is 1896. And the same year that Bhaktivinoda Thakur sent this book all over the world. So Srila Prabhupada himself would glorify, would just get very animated and excited in talking about Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And he would say that if he had even 1% of the devotion of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, then we would be in such a better place in that. So just 2 minutes. I'll take 2 minutes and quickly do his just to give you a glimpse of his daily schedule. Seventh Goswami. What's this? Okay. So he would take rest. Maybe we'll begin it like that. He would take rest in the night around 7:30 or 8, and he would be up by 10:30. 10:30, not the next day morning 10:30, but the same night 10:30. So 2.5 hours or something. And from 10:30 till 4 o'clock or so, he would write. From 4 to 4:30, he would freshen up. Then 4:30 to 6:30, 6:30 or so, he would chant the holy name. In the Swananda Sukhada Kunj that I showed you, if you ever go there, he had the small room. You've been there, right? Just Ananda, you've seen that small room. Maybe a 3 foot by, not even, 2 foot by 2 foot of a thing, small, with thick walls. And he would go in there and he would chant the holy name. So he would immerse himself in the sound vibration, the holy name reverberating in that sacred space that he had. So he would chant the holy name, and then from 6:30 to 7:30 or so, he would study scriptures. He would write. So this is an outpouring of compassion. Why was he doing all these things? For whom? He was happy. just having found the pure teachings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and practicing the teachings of pure bhakti. But these pure devotees, they come, one of their crowning quality is compassion. For themselves, they have no suffering, but they, when they see others suffering, they feel the pain. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was profusely writing to re-establish the teachings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he would write in the night, and in the morning he would study scriptures. So that's 6:30 to 7:30 or so. And then in the morning, if somebody would come to meet him, had some meetings, he would meet them. Otherwise, he would study. And that. And then 9 to 9:30, just brief rest. Then he would rise again at 9:30. Then take rest, take a bath, quick breakfast, milk, a few chapatis. And the 10 o'clock, the train, 9:55, the train would come to take him. He would be at the court by 10 o'clock. 10 to 1, he would work. Then come back home, 1 to 2, take some rest. Go back to the court, 2 to 5. And we already heard about how prolific he was, how efficient he was with respect to his work. And in the evening time, like Prabhupada would have darshan, because he was a government official, evening time, 15-20 minutes he would spend with his family members. And Lavamatra Sadhu Sangha. So when you are with a pure devotee, even a moment's association is all satisfying. So his family members were just happy to have that precious time with him. And then if there were any government officials that had to meet him, they would come. Otherwise, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he would take rest early, 7:38. And he did this every day. And Srila Prabhupada also, following in his footsteps, Prabhupada did something like that. Especially when after he established ISKCON, all night, Prabhupada would be up by midnight and he would write books till 4 o'clock. That. Yeah. And just one last thing. Just want to read some of the qualities that of a great person, if I can. Yeah. So these are the great qualities of a Vaishnava. They are always, so Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Prabhupada writes that he embodied all these qualities. Devotees, they are merciful. Bhaktivinoda Thakur was merciful, he was humble, he was truthful, he was equal to all. As I was sharing, there were people envious of him. He was so gifted, qualified, and it is mentioned that, but his attitude never changed towards them. And most of the times, all these people that were envious towards him, they would come to him later and apologize and fall at his feet. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur would forgive them, and he said, I didn't even know all this. So he went about his business. Faultless, magnanimous, mild and clean. They are without material possessions and they perform welfare work for everyone. They are peaceful, surrendered to Krishna and desireless. They are indifferent to material acquisitions and are fixed in devotional service. They completely control the 6 bad qualities: lust, anger, greed, and so forth. They eat only as much as is required, and they are not inebriated. They are respectful, grave, compassionate, and without false prestige. They are friendly, poetic, expert, and silent. So, as I said, we can go on and on, but in the interest of time, and I'd like to end here. If there are any questions or comments, we can talk personally. I'm here. Thank you all very much. Please accept my humble obeisances. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. next part of our program will be prasadam, which will be in the third floor. So please make your way out from the stores on the third floor. We'll have kirtan going on. For the kids, will be doing the kirtan here at 6:30, and also we'll have kirtan from 7 to 8. So please come back after that. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Sorry, I was not sure. I didn't mean to stop you from playing the song, but I thought you were not.
What's your name? What's your name? Chaitanya. Nice to meet you. I'm Sarvin. What's your name? Sarvin.
Namah Vishnupadaya Krishna-pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavati Pachyata Tirthadarine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Rama, Hare Hare Jai Gaura Hari Bol. Jai Gaura Hari That was the saddest ending.
Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Jaya Kishore Kishore Jaya Kishore Kishore Jaya Kishore Kishore Jaya Kishore Kishore Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna devotees, I request everybody to please come forward. Please don't make a gap. Please come forward. I request everybody to participate fully. Thank you so much.
नमः विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नाम्नि नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशकाल जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna. बोलो बोलो। Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Bolo Bolo. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Oh Rama Rama Hare Hare Oh Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, one more. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.